Hello. Today we are talking about how to go about actually creating a Japanese style resume. For all the foreigners in Japan, there's a lot of jazz about the rules to be followed about creation of a Japanese resume. Yes, it can be technical, but foreigners can manage creating one. So how do you actually go about creating a Japanese style resume? A Japanese style resume is required to be prepared by every job applicant who wants to apply for a job in Japan, be it a full-time position, a part-time position, or a contract-based position. A resume is a document showcasing a job applicant's work history, the educational background, hobbies and specialities, skills, certifications, and a lot more. It is the first impression that the employer has of a job applicant. So how do you actually manage to make a good first impression on the Japanese employer? Let's go about learning all of these rules one by one. A Japanese style resume can be both handwritten or the one which is typed on computer. Both the ways have their own pros and cons. The one which is created on a computer and the job applicant has typed is a much easier way to create a resume. It saves time and it is actually really easy to edit. But the one that is actually handwritten by a foreigner, it can be difficult at times to write down that complete resume. Firstly, because it's difficult to edit again and again. And then secondly, there are a lot of kanjis, which is the Japanese script, which has a lot of red letters and a lot of different readings. So if one goes about handwriting a Japanese style resume, it also gives the employer an impression that the job applicant is really motivated to join the company and has genuinely put in the time and effort to create that resume. But if the handwriting is bad, it can actually rub off on the employer in the wrong way, and it gives the employer an impression that the person is not really serious about getting the job. They do not respect making a first impression on the employer. If the company you are applying to requires you to use computers at work, then it is better to create a resume on a computer. Otherwise, you can handwrite the resume. But because we are today in 2022, most of the employers expect you to create a typed resume on a computer, which can easily be edited. There are many rules when it comes to creating a Japanese style resume, and it can actually be very tricky for foreigners, especially the ones who don't know Japanese. So stay tuned with us to the end of this video as we will cover all of those rules one by one, and hopefully it will elevate your job hunt in Japan. Before starting to write a Japanese style resume, remember that the date format that you use in your Japanese style resume should be consistent throughout. It shouldn't be that you're using one format at one section in the resume and some other date format in the other. Most of the Japanese style resumes these days are using Roman numerals to express the year. Let's say this is year 2022. So the applicant should be writing 2022 in Roman numerals, but it is actually Reiwa 4 in Japan. So whichever format you choose to write on your resume, both formats are acceptable. But remember, if you choose to pick up a format, be consistent throughout. The first section is that of the full name of the job applicant. While writing your full name, remember to leave a space between your first name and your last name. If you are a Japanese national creating a Japanese style resume, then write your kanji for your name as registered. If you are a foreign national, write according to the name which is printed on your residence card. If the word furigana is written in hiragana, then you need to write the furigana for your name in hiragana. And otherwise, if the word furigana is written in katakana, then write your name in katakana. Furigana is basically the reading for your name when converted your name from English to Japanese.